Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to play some more Jujutsu Kaisen dating sims. This time we're going back to Teacher's Pet for the epilogue. Teacher's Pet, winner takes all. Let's begin. Okay, we're going there. Cold air nips at your skin. Even within the wide halls of your clan's training house. Outside, the sky hangs dark, deep blue, starless, and heavy with winter's weight. The year is almost over. You sink your fingers into the thick fur of your shikigami, a massive hound resting beside you. Its warmth seeps into your palms, grounding you. Alright, Megumi. Try again. Megumi gives you his usual blank stare before nodding. His focus shifts, sharpening as he steps into position. He moves for the synchronous you taught him, slipping into shadows, striking fast, controlled, steady, but still stiff in the transitions. He's vigilant, maybe too vigilant, for a boy his age, but he's always been like this, quiet, guarded, as though the world owes him nothing. 6 years, and that hasn't changed. You watched him grow, guided him as much as you could, but there's always a distance with Megumi. A quietness that even time hasn't touched. He and Mikey live in Tokyo apartment Gojo bought for them close to their school. It's a spacious and well-furnished design for comfort and security. You and Gojo sleep there when you can, and Megumi comes here to train when schedules allow. But between missions, clan obligations, and Gojo's endless responsibilities, there's never quite enough time to make this feel like a family. Still, you try. You're about to correct Megumi's stance when you feel it, the shift in the air, a subtle but impossible to miss. It's like, is that Gojo? And then arms snake around your waist from behind, pulling you against the firm chest. Yep, it's Gojo. A familiar tuft of white hair brushes against your cheek as Gojo exhales dramatically. Tough day at work? A nod and another sigh, louder this time. You give your shikigami a pat and it tots off before returning to its box of sweet balance carefully in its jaws. Gojo's expression lights up immediately. He leans closer, already opening his mouth, waiting. Give him the sweets. We're gonna have to give him sweets because he likes sweets. You pluck one of the sweets from the box and hold it out. He doesn't move, just waits, his lips parted slightly, as if daring you to deny him. You roll your eyes but give in, pressing the sweet against his lips. His mouth closes around your fingers, warm and slow, before you pull away. He hums softly, laying his head against yours for just a moment, a wordless thanks. The warmth of his skin lingers, but before long, the sweets seem to do their job. Gojo straightens up, his movements sharper. What's today's lesson? Shadow movement. You both turn to Megumi's steps forward again. Stepping inside a shadow, his form disappears smoothly, swallowing by the darkness. For a moment, it's perfect. No hesitation, no mistakes. But when he tries to step back out, the shadows catch his feet, and his balance wavers just slightly before he stops completely, half-trapped. He gives you an embarrassed glance. tasked for help, and you give in quickly, reaching out and pulling him free. Thanks. His voice is quiet, but you can see the embarrassment already settling in his stiff posture. That's enough for today. You did well, Megumi. Megumi straightens immediately and bows his head slightly. Thank you, teacher. I learned a lot today. Why don't you ever thank me like that? Oh, because it's you, Gojo. Megumi doesn't even look at him. Gojo shifts closer, his arms looping around tightly around your waist. Voice low in your ear. And she's my teacher. Oh no, you're a teacher now too, so I'm not your teacher anymore. Former. Megumi finally glances up, his blank stare sharpens into something even flatter. Are you seriously competing with a 13-year-old? Yeah, he is. Gojo starts to respond, but Megumi cuts him off before he can even get words out. I'll be going now. I'll take you back. I can go by myself. He's out the door before Gojo can finish. You watch him disappear into the cold, shoulders squared and step steady. He's more than capable of defending himself now. You and Gojo made sure of that, but it doesn't stop you from worrying. Oh, don't worry, he's fine. He's growing into someone strong, someone sharp, and part of you aches with pride, even when you have to scold him for being too quick to jump into fights. Behind you, Gojo stiffens. Sniffles. They grow up so fast. He shifts behind you, and when you turn, his expression is unreadable, sharp, but softened at the edges. You know that look. With the schedules as chaotic as they are, missions, teaching, clan duties, moments like these are rare, and when they do come, they never feel long enough. Gojo steps closer, and your pulse jumps at the weight of his gaze. Do you want me to teleport us, or... Teleport. The instant the series shifts, warm wood and soft lighting replace the cool air of the training hall. You both lean in the same time, breaths mingling before your lips meet. The kiss is a spark that spreads like wildfire, leaving you dizzy. His hands find your waist, pulling you closer, and for a moment the words outside the two of you don't exist. The world outside the two of you don't exist. Footsteps echo softly outside, followed by a low murmur of voices. Did Gojo leave already? I was going to bring them tea. Yes, I'm pretty sure he and Master left together. They really can't keep away from each other. No, they can't. If I were them, I wouldn't either. Their footsteps fade, laughter trailing behind. You exhale through your nose, shaking your head. It's not the first time you have heard whispers about you and Gojo, and it won't be the last. Your relationship has always been a favorite source of gossip, especially here, and you shouldn't be surprised anymore. Warm breath brushes against your ear as Gojo leans in, voice low and teasing. Even they know you can't stay away from me. Or the other way around, Gojo. You snort, nudging him lightly. Look who's talking. You're the one who can't stay away. It's like, yep. I bet you couldn't stay away from me for so long. Yeah, then let's see. What? Until the clock strikes 12 on New Year's Eve. No kisses, no cuddling. No touching is fine. Light touching is fine, but no more than that. Whoever craves first loses. Gojo's lips twitch, his sharp grin slowly returning as he considers your words. Alright, but when you lose, and you will, you have to put posters of me all over your clan's estate. I'll choose the pictures. Gojo, what? So when I win, what are we gonna do? Because for me, I will win. You freeze, already picturing it. Gojo's smug face plastered across every wall and meeting room. You got business meetings coming up soon, too. Catastrophic doesn't even begin to cover how this would look. Fine. And when you lose, no cuddling, 2 weeks. He stiffs. His cocky expression faltered just enough to make you smirk. You're evil. You shrug, holding out your hand. Are you in or not? Gojo hesitates, his gaze flickering between your eyes and your outstretched hand, and then his fingers curl around yours. You're on. He doesn't let go. Instead, he tugs you closer, your lips brushing just near your ear. His lips brushing just near your ear. Good luck, you need it. Before you could fire back, he's gone, teleporting away in a flicker of curse energy. The space where he stood feels too quiet, too empty. Your fingers drift to your lips, your heart beats still, quick, as a challenge lingers between you. This is going to be harder than you thought. Not much time passes before your phone buzzes against the low table, breaking the quiet hum of the room. Brat heart. It's like, okay, that's Gojo. Are you done with work? I got food for the kids. Come over to the apartment. Lean back, fingers pausing over the papers you've been sorting. You can practically hear his voice through the text, casual, sing-song, full of mischief. Are you sleeping there tonight? His reply comes fast, almost too fast. Yep, come, make me company. Already giving up on the bet. There's a brief pause this time, then. You wish. The corner of your mouth tugs up light despite yourself. You sit your phone down and stand, brushing imaginary dust off your sleeves. Of course he has a plan. He's probably already scheming, waiting for you to slip up first. But you're not worried. Because you have your own ideas, and you're not going to lose. The apartment is warm. The hum of the air con barely audible over the faint clicking of dishes and muffled conversation. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can actually win. The smell of the food drifts through the air, rich and savory, and your stomach growls in response. Finally, what took you so long? Gojo's voice echoes from the dining area where he's already singing with Megumi and Mikey. Got caught up with work. You step inside, slipping off your shoes. The table is set, matched plates and chopsticks arranged neatly. The kids spend most of their meals in their rooms these days, but tonight is one of the rare moments where they let themselves get cozied out. You're grateful for it. You set the food you brought on the table and shrug off your coat, already moving to sit, when habit almost gets the better of you. Without thinking, you lean in towards Gojo, about to kiss him. At the last second, you remember the bet and pull back. His grin is instant, sharp and self-satisfied, and you glare at his eyes gleam with amusement. That was close. You ignore him, focusing instead on unfolding your coat and draping it over the back of your chair. How school toss him I can't pronounce her name. Oh, nothing much. His voice is light, but she perks up as she starts telling you about her day. Still, it's hard to focus when you could feel Gojo's gaze on you. You picked your outfit carefully tonight, something you know he likes, judging by the way his eyes darken when you move. It worked. But you brush it off and the conversation shifts light and easy. Gojo teases Megami relentlessly, pushing just enough to get a reaction. Well, Tazumaki steps in to defend her brother. Megami flares back with dry, cutting remarks, but every so often his gaze flickers to you, as if asking, why do you even like this guy? Well, because it's Gojo. And come on, I like you all. I have Garuji glasses, which I probably should put on. You only smile, letting the chaos play out, because Gojo's personality is exactly how you love him so much. Why you love him so much. When dinner ends, you wash the dishes together, passing plates and towels back and forth. The rhythm is easy, almost domestic, and for a while the bet slides from your mind. Tazumaki and Megami retreat to their rooms for the night, leaving the house quiet. But then you feel it, Gojo's energy shifts, pressing closer, and before you could brace yourself, he's there. Too close. He traps you against the table, hands braced on either side of you without touching, but his curse energy hums faintly, brushing against your skin. The air tightens. Your heart stampedes, but you force yourself to stay still, meeting his gaze head on. It's not fair that you're dressed like this. Oh yeah. His voice, it's making you lose your cool though. His voice drops lower, rougher, and it sends a shiver down your spine. I'm just excited. Just decided. Can't help if you're affected. His eyes flip down to your lips, then lower, and when he tongue darts out to wet his lips, his own, your breath catches. If you give in now, I'll make it worth your while. The words are soft, but the weight behind them is anything but. Pretend to give up. Oh, I'm not giving up, Gojo. I'm not. You can't stop the heart that curls low in your stomach, but you refuse to let it show. Instead, you lean in slowly, tilting your head just enough to make it look like you're about to give him what he wants. You stop inches away and smirk. You're not worth losing over. Mwah. It's like, nope, Gojo. For a second, something sharp flickers at his eyes, challenge and amusement colliding, but then his grin returns, wider than before. We'll see about that. He steps back, finally, but his scent lingers. It doesn't do anything to slow your pulse. You let out a slow breath, pressing your hands flat against the table as the weight of his presence fades. It's just for a few days. You can do this. The apartment's warm, and the hum of the aircon filling the quiet. The faint smell of food lingers in the air, and papers are scattered across the table as Gojo works. You sit nearby, flipping through clan documents, trying to stay focused. Every so often, his hands drift over to yours, fingers brushing lightly against your skin before pulling away. It's absent-minded, like he doesn't even realize he's doing it. But you do. You try to ignore the heat crawling up your neck, but it's impossible with him sitting so close. Time slips by, and the words on the page start to blur as you glance at Gojo, still sharp, still focused, like exhaustion doesn't touch him, but you know how he keeps this up every night. You don't know how he keeps this up every night. He yawns, stretching, leaning slightly against his arm. He doesn't stop typing, but his hand shifts again. It's this time settling over yours. His thumb grazes your wrist, slow and feral light, and your brain catches before you can stop it. You close your eyes just for a moment. Her soft breathing fills the room. It's almost 4 a.m. now. She moved from his side to the sofa earlier, mumbling something about being so more comfortable. She didn't last long after that. She never does, no matter how hard she tries to stay awake with him. He told her before that she doesn't have to, but she always tries anyway. 6 years, and his feelings for her hasn't dulled. If anything, they only grown, sinking deeper in ways he never expected or thought he'd allow. She may not be his tutor anymore, but she still teaches him some things he never thought he'll need to know. About love, about vulnerability, about being more than a weapon. Come on, let's go to bed. She mumbles something incoherent in her sleep. He smiles softly, then lifts her up into his arms and carries her to their bed. He looks at her lying on the mattress, gaze lingering on her face. She looks so peaceful, too peaceful. Something in his chest tightens as if he were to lose her. No. He shuts the thought down immediately, tugging off his shirt and tossing it aside before climbing into bed. His warmth is right there, tempting him, but he doesn't give in, barely touching her, despite every instinct screaming at him to pull her close. He likes these games. The teasing, the challenges, they keep things interesting, keeps things normal, or at least as normal as his life can be, which is not normal. It's ridiculous, childish, but it's theirs, and he won't trade it for anything. Still is going to win. A smirk tugs his lips as he plans for tomorrow fall into place. He's the best at everything after all. Your eyes flutter open against the pale morning light slipping through the curtains. The bed feels too big, too empty. Gojo must have carried you here again. You sigh, brushing your fingers over the sheets, where his warmth lingers faintly. You always try to stay awake with him, stealing what little time you have before exhaustion wins. Some nights, it's all you get. But mornings like this, that's not so bad either. You get ready quickly and step into the living room. Gojo's books are everywhere, stacked on shelves scattered across the table, even left open on the couch. He's always reading too many at once, claiming he gets bored otherwise. The sight makes you smile. You then walk into the kitchen and stop cold. Gojo's at the sink, shirtless, washing dishes like it's the most natural thing in the world. His hair is down, still messy from sleep, strands falling into his eyes as water trails down his arms. He turns when he hears you, grinning like he knows exactly what you're thinking. Sleep well? Sleep well? You recompose yourself quickly. Try not to let your eyes linger too long. Yes, did the kids leave for school already? Yep, walked to the station ages ago. You nod, grabbing food to make breakfast. He doesn't move, just leans against the counter, watching you like he has all the time in the world. His stare is heavy, and you pretend not to notice. Let me help. Before you can refuse, he's already behind you, leaning in far too close to grab something from the counter. His chest brushes your back, and his breath is warm against your neck. You freeze again, pulse quickening, but force yourself to keep moving. You're tense. Your hands lean lightly on your shoulders, thumbs glazing your collarbone, barely a touch, but enough to make you shiver. You hail sharply. Reversino. I definitely have to do Versino. You turn towards him, placing a hand firmly on his chest. Stay still. He blinks, off guard, but doesn't move. Not once he actually listens. For once he actually listens. Slowly you brush his hair away from his eyes, your fingers barely skimming his skin, cackling but soft, like you pretend this is nothing. He always looks good when you let me mix you up. His large hands wrap around your waist, holding you in place. His expression shifts, tense, focused, and for just a second, it feels like the game might slip out of your control. Oh, I think we're winning. But you tilt your head, shaking it in mock disapproval. Is this really the strongest sorcerer? I thought you had more self-control. He doesn't. That does it. He reaches you like your touch burns, jaw tightening as he steps back. Just wait until the bet is over. He gives you a look that promises trouble before walking away to get ready for the day. You take a deep breath, your pulse still racing. You can do this. It's only one day. It's only been one day. The next few days only make things harder. Neither of you show any signs of backing down, but there's a pattern now, a rhythm. You push each other closer to the edge, teasing and tempting, only to pull back at the last second. Neither of you wants the game to end. Not yet. Gojo takes every chance to provoke you. Somehow he even arranges to land a mission with you. Naturally it turns into a competition. Techniques sharpen, movements quickened. Each of you showing in subtle and non so subtle ways. Gojo's skill is breathtaking, effortless in a way that leaves you captivated every time. It's impossible not to admire him. Deep down, you're proud. Proud that you helped him get here. Not that he ever needed you to, but still. He challenges you, and you challenge him. You push each other forward, sharpening edges, leveling up together. You both almost lose the bet that day. Countdown to New Year's Eve feels longer than ever. It's like, technically not for me, because it's already New Year's. I'm doing this. Some days are quieter, the tension simmering beneath the surface instead of spilling over. You work side by side in a diner table for hours, lights touches lingering just light touches lingering just enough to test boundaries. When he speaks, his voice drips low, smooth, and deliberate. But you force yourself to ignore him. It bruises his ego, and he only tries harder to get your attention. The evenings feel softer, warm drinks in hand. You sit together in the balcony, the winter air sharp but bearable with him close by. It's a different kind of closeness, still changed, but quieter. And you really want the bet to be over soon. The street market is crowded, warm light spilling out onto the streets as shoppers shuffle past with each bag, with many bags in their arms. Oh, it's a festival. He spots them easily. Her and the kids standing by one of the stands, their heads bent together as they argue over something. Tazumaki holds a shopping list, her expression determined, while Megumi already looks like he regrets coming. They're picking out ingredients for New Year's Eve tonight, the final day of the bet. His nerves are already on fire, coiled so tight he swears he could feel them buzzing beneath his skin. He really can't wait for it to end. It's like, nope, he definitely can't. Gojo stops for a moment. He just watches. In resemblance of a family life. It's ordinary, in a way. His wife never has been. It scares him, but how much he wants to protect it. And how much he wants it to stay that way, huh? How much he wants to keep her. She must feel his gaze, because her head turns suddenly, scanning the crowd. When her eyes find his, she smiles soft, radiant, and just like that, the cold doesn't exist anymore. His lips curl up, and before he knows it, he's moving towards her. Are you done shopping? Let's go eat. Maki. Not takamaki. Takamaki? Takoyaki. Before she could protest, he grabs her hand and slides it into his pocket. It's warm. Her fingers squeeze him slightly, and something tight in his chest eases. They find a small stand if he walks away, the smell of sweet batter and red bean filling the crisp evening air. I want takoyaki instead. Gojo buys maki for everyone, and Megumi sticks closer to his side, pretending he's above the whole thing. Gojo teases him anyway, earning a glare that only makes him grin wider. Megumi might act like he doesn't care, but Gojo knows better. He remembers how she looked at the Fujiguro siblings all these years ago. Looked at them. How gentle she'd been. How she'd stepped in without hesitation. That kindness had cracked something in him. It still does. He hands her the maki. Here, extra sweet, just like you. She rolls her eyes but takes it, buying into the pastry as he watches. Wait, don't move. Before she could react, he leans in and presses his tamaki against her, pretending to make the fish pastry's kiss. Oh, I know now what it is. Look at them. They're in love. That's funny. She laughs and uses her tamaki to kiss his too. Megumi groans in the background. You're both ridiculous. Gojo smirks and tries to bump his pastry towards Megumi's tamaki as well. Megumi dodges, glaring at him, but Gojo doesn't back down. Come here, Megumi-chan. Soon, all three of them are teasing him. Laughter spills into the cold night. And for now, that's enough. The atmosphere in the house buzzes as you prepare for New Year's. The kitchen smells amazing. The music hums softly in the background. You and Gojo keep stealing glances at each other. While working, he leans against the counter, lazily peeling an apple while watching you chop vegetables. Don't cut yourself. I'll hate to see you hurt. Aw, Gojo, you're sweet. I need you in one piece for tonight. Tease him back. Funny, I was about to say the same thing about you. His smirk shifts into something slower, more deliberate, and he sets the apple down entirely, as if you just become his own new focus. I like it when you talk big. Your gaze dips briefly, but enough to make your hyper aware of how close he is, and when it shifts again, there's a flicker of something dangerous behind it. Let's see how long that confidence lasts. You raise an eyebrow, refusing to back down as you lean just slightly closer, your voice steady and sure. 6 years and you still don't know? For a moment, Gojo pauses, not because you're caught him off guard, but because he seems genuinely amused. His smirk twitches, but there's something softer beneath it, something he doesn't quite hide fast enough. Maybe I just like watching you prove it. Then he steps back, the teasing glint in his eyes, daring you to follow. Dinner comes and goes, and soon, Tatsumaki and Megumi are getting ready to leave for a countdown party. Come on, you promised. This is your side of your idea of fun, not mine. Too bad, you're still coming. She grabs his sleeve before he can argue further, dragging him out the door. Call if anything happens. Or if you need backup, I'm always ready to make an entrance. Please don't. I'll keep him in line. And just like that, the house grows quiet. You turn back towards Gojo, who's leaning casually against the counter, arms crossed, an unspeakable smirk playing at his lips. Just us now. Don't look so smug. It's not over yet. Cleaning up the table and the rest of the dinner feels heavier than it should. The minutes stretch out as the clock edges closer to midnight. Gojo works beside you, surprisingly efficient, though ever so often you feel him glaring at you, that knowing look tugging at the corner of his lips. By the time the kitchen's clean, the tension feels heavier than it should. The clock's closing in on midnight, and you're so focused on not giving in that you barely notice him step behind you. When you turn, he's already holding your coat. His glasses gone. Come here. You hesitate, briefly stunned by his eyes, but he doesn't waver, so you step towards him. The fabric brushes against your arms as he helps you into the coat, but it's not the softness of the material that makes you shiver. No. Definitely not. It's the way his fingers linger, briefly gazing the back of your neck as you adjust the collar. You look up and he's already laying in, close enough that the heat radiating at him makes your breath pitch. Hold tight. You don't need to be told twice. You wrap your arms around him, and the world tilts as he teleports the two of you. The cold air hits first, crisp and sharp against your cheeks, then the lights. Tokyo spreads out below, glittering like the endless fields of stars. Buildings stretch upward, crowds with neon halos, while traffic flows like glowing rivers. You've done this before, hovering high enough above the grand city in Gojo's arms, but tonight it feels different, more intimate, more fragile. Yeah, because you does that. You glance at him, his eyes sharp yet soft, catch the glow of the city lights below, fragments of gold and blue frickling in their depths. There's something almost otherworldly about him, like he doesn't quite belong in this world, but chooses to stand here with you anyway. His beauty never stops breaking. His beauty never stops being breathtaking to you. It's effortless, almost unfair, the kind of that leaves you feeling unsteady, no matter how many times you've seen it. And yet, it's not just his looks that make your heart stumble. It's the way he looks back at you, like he already knows exactly what you're thinking. You could still give up. Same for you. Nearer you move, nearer you give in. Gojo shifts closer, his breath warming your ear as he starts counting down. 5. The city feels endless beneath you, but all you can focus on is the sound of his voice. 4. Your fingers tighten slightly against his shirt. 3. He leans in, just close enough that you feel the heat radiating off him. 2. Your heart stumbles. 1. Happy New Year, my love. Happy New Year, Gojo. I'm going to say Gojo. The words barely leave your lips before he kisses you. It's soft at first, slow and careful, like he's savoring the moment, but then it deepens and all the unspoken things you've both seen holding back rush to the surface. His hands slide up to cradle your face, fingers brushing against your skin like he's afraid to let go. It's only been a few days apart, but feels like longer, just like you've been waiting for this exact moment for weeks instead of hours. When you finally pull back, fireworks explode in the distance, painting the sky in bursts of gold and red and blue. Gojo's eyes stay locked on yours, and for once, there's no teasing smile, just something raw and unguarded. So we both won? That's too bad. I was hoping to see my face everywhere in your clan. I have a feeling you're still going to do that anyway. His grins. He grins. His teasing edge maturing just enough to soften the moment. Oh yeah, he's definitely. Maybe. You push him lightly, and he laughs, catching your wrist and lingering just enough to make your breath hitch. Or maybe I'll settle for something out better. Your breath catches as he tugs you just a little closer, and the heat of his body sipping into yours, just enough that the layers of your coat. And what's that? His grin shifts, less prideful, more intent. You see, the fireworks continue to crackle in the distance, but they feel muted now, like they belong to another world entirely. All you can hear is your own heartbeat and the promise of his voice. You and Gojo are snuggled together near the window, a warm blanket over you, wrapped in the lingering warmth of the night. The first light of dawn stretches across the horizon, painting the sky in the soft hues of gold and pink. The world feels quiet, like it's holding its breath, waiting for the year to officially begin. Well, it's technically already begin. Midnight's the beginning. Gojo shifts slightly, his arms tightening around you, as if to keep the moment from slipping away. Outside, the sky burns with a gentle colors, as if the world itself is being reborn. It reminds you of him, radiant, untouchable, but softer in these stolen moments. First sunrise of the year. Think you can handle seeing a few more of these with me? Oh yeah, definitely, Gojo. The words settle in your chest, warm and fragile, like the first rays of sunlight creeping over the horizon. Of course, many more. Gojo presses a quick kiss to the top of your head before standing. I'll get something warm for us to drink. You smile, watching him disappear around the corner. Your phone buzzes in your lap, pulling your attention away from the surprise. It's a message from Megumi. Happy New Year. You grin, already imagining his deadpan expression as he typed it. Happy New Year. Another message pops up after a short pause. Thank you for being there all these years. The words hit harder than you expect, and your chest tightens. You blink a few times before typing out a reply. Be reassuring. You don't have to thank me for that. I always be here for you. His lips come quickly. His reply comes quickly. A simple thumbs up emoji. You chuckle, shaking your head at how typical it is of him. Did you send that same message to Gojo? A few seconds later, his response comes through. No. He'll frame the text and call it a historical moment. No thanks. Gojo. Dad Gojo. You snort. Already imagine Gojo's reaction. True. Gojo returns, handing you a warm mug before settling back beside you. Megumi said, Happy New Year. You nudge him lightly with your elbow. For me too. Gojo hums in acknowledgement, his lips quirking into a knowing smile. But he loves me more. I think he likes the normal parent, me a little bit more because he said he wasn't gonna. Oh no. Thinking during the text. You roll your eyes, muggling back into his side. You let yourself relax as the sunlight steams in, bathing the light in soft golden light. Let's get breakfast with the kids. What do you feel like eating? His face brightens instantly, and he launches into an animated list of ideas, mostly sweet ones, already debating the options like it's serious decision. Yeah, sweets. Pancakes? You smile, letting him voice wash over you. The moment feels easy, effortless. But beneath it, the promise lingers, not just for breakfast, but for more. More mornings like this, more laughter, more memories that stretch far beyond this day. You let your eyes drift back to sunrise, excitement brewing in your chest. Whatever the new year brings, you're ready to keep growing and learning with him. The end. Tape comes out of the TV, you grab it. You have a feeling that you should give it to someone. Okay, so we do that again. Could swear you hear fireworks in the distance. Oh, you're back. Come, have a talk. So we're gonna actually end it here because we already done this. It's the same thing every single time. So if you like my content, please subscribe if you haven't already. Comment down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Oh, and like the video. Can't forget to like.